things get hard in life, you just keep swinging as hard as you can. You fight. That's our culture.
I promised you we had a plan. Remember that we talked about a plan? The plan was infallible. Part of that infallible plan is getting a team prepared, ready to go, so we start practice. Our coaches know what we got. And there's not one person in America I trusted more than Coach Mick and that staff. Think about this. 130 teams either today, they report, or they've already reported. 130. 16 weeks from now, there's going to be one champion. One champion in our conference, one champion outside of our conference. And in the country, one team's going to do this. Not 36, not 48, not 44, one. That tells you how hard it is to be a champion. To do right all the time. To know your assignments. To have 11 guys play hard on every staff. That's hard. That's why there's one. I want a hungry team. I want a hungry team. I want a team that can't wait to get out there. Where there's a bunch of players that maybe, whenever you have a new coaching staff, you haven't played much, maybe you're trying to make a name for yourself, you're a hungry football player. I want a hungry team. And last one, most importantly, I've got to coach a few of them. I want an angry team. I want a pissed off football team. I want a team that has a little chip on their shoulder. Maybe something's been taken from you. Maybe something hasn't. Maybe something's been taken from you. Are you a team that's going to go get it? You're the Ohio State Buckeyes. You're an angry football team. You got an angry staff. You got a bunch of guys that are getting ready to start a journey. We're starting that journey tomorrow at 5 a.m. You're a hungry football team, and I'm proud to be your coach. There's a plan in place, right?
Welcome to the Ohio State Postgame Live, man, where the Buckeyes win 34-10 against Purdue. I am your host for the Postgame Live today. I am your guy, Cleveland Mike, also 216_Wildboy on X. Make sure that you hit that like and subscribe button. Garrison will not be able to join us as he got caught in the work. So it happens. We support people making their money. So shout out to him. And we appreciate everybody right now that is in the chat. Go ahead and, again, hit the like, leave a comment, join the live chat, because at the end, I will be shouting out our top fans on the YouTube, man. And if you are on X, make sure you hit that retweet button while you're watching the show. And I will go ahead and shout you out as well, man. So it was a pretty, I say, okay game. It kind of went how I thought it went, right? Earlier, I talked to you guys or asked you guys, do you think that Ohio State's going to come out just blazing, or is it going to be a little bit conservative, right? And yes, you saw Ohio State taking shots or wanting to take shots in the throw game, but you know what I believe is the coverage they weren't allowing to do that. Can't tell right now because it's not all 22, but I mean this was expected. I mean we saw a lot of different things. They were moving guys around. We saw things that we didn't see. You know, the Nate Roberts stuff, a little bit gimmicky things. I mean, it is okay. But let me know how you feel in the comments about this game. I would like to know. Shout out to homie Jam, always in here. And we got our members, man. Shout out B Vargo, man. We appreciate our members always in here. If you would like to be a member, it takes you nothing, man. Block O Club for $2.99. JT wasn't short for $4.99. And we don't give a damn for $9.99. So we appreciate all of our members. Make sure that you stay tuned in right here for the Voice of College Football, man. So again, the Buckeyes win 34-10. How do you all feel? I see some people aren't happy, saying run game still cheeks. That was conservative and expected. So I'll ask you guys, let's start off with the offensive side of the ball, is how do you feel about the run game? Honestly, I feel like the run game improved, and I think that it'll be better once we actually decide on who our O-line is. and literally who our O-line is, what that chemistry can be like, and I think we'll be fine. We literally we know what Bo Jackson can do. I mean, the flash that we got to see from Isaiah West, it was just like the more and more you handed him the ball, it was like just supercharging him, just like putting another battery in his back. Okay, let me add, I add this battery in your back and get a little bit more yards. Add another battery in your back to get some more yards. So I was actually impressed by what I got to see from Isaiah West. I don't know. I don't understand why people aren't excited. You have Bo Jackson averaging basically 5.5. It says 5.4. Isaiah West averaging 6.7. James Peoples, he looked a little bit better. He looks better. And one thing that I said to you guys is I saw what James Peoples was doing in the fourth quarter, right? All the stuff that he was doing in the fourth quarter, I was like, okay, we understand his role. Give him the ball in the fourth quarter. He's going to get it rolling and just keep pushing down on the team's throat, right? But I wanted to see, does James Peoples have that spark in the first half? And to be honest with you, that's exactly what I got to see, man. I got to see that he actually does have that spark. So that was something good to see that, he is starting to get it, right? He's starting to come along, and you're starting to see that coach lock development. That's all we've been asking for. So definitely appreciate that. Julian saying, some people were wondering, like, what is going on with Julian Smith saying, right? And I'll say this. The young man was 27 of 33. He did have a bad interception. It's like, what are you doing? I had no idea what he was doing. But if you're going to tell me that my quarterback's one interception, has one touchdown, 27 to 33, 303 yards, and that was a bad day, I take it. I feel like I've seen worse. Shout out to our people watching on X. The queen, one of the queens and ladies of the Voice of College Football. Make sure you're tuned in and checking her out every Sunday with Minnie. They do a really good job. Shout out to her. And if you are on X, make sure you hit that retweet button. We'll give you a shout out. So I have no issues with what Julian saying did other than that interception. But if we're saying that this is his worst game, good. And I'll say this. I don't want my quarterback, or I don't want my team to just be feeling like there's nothing for us to work on as we're undefeated. I feel like you have to always create that hunger in this team. So I have no issues. Now, people were wondering at the beginning of the game, you heard the announcers, they were saying, hey, where is Carnell Tate? Where's Carnell Tate? He wasn't out there the first drive. You had some people with speculations saying that it was an injury. It could have been a shoulder, just all types of things. And what it turns out to be is what they were reporting on the broadcast, or what they told him. It could be an injury, but we know that Ohio State is not going to tell us if it is an injury, right? They said that he was tight during warmups, which does happen. You could be warming up and trying to get loose, and your body's not getting loose. It could be maybe he was cold and stiff. I didn't see that because, it's not like he was like looking for a jacket on the sideline or seemed like he was cold when he was on the sideline. But also shout out to Ryan Day for taking that precaution, taking a precaution before anything happens, because, you go back to the JSN, and we missed out on a full year of JSN because we didn't keep him from himself, right? Allowing him to come back a little bit too early, and boom, because, even though Marv went down, you feel if you got JSN and Nemeka Ibuka, you could still cook as well. So hope Carnell can get healthy. But while Carnell was out, we seen some other guys eat. Now, let's talk about this. because I think that right now it's time to quiet down on the Brandon Ennis hate. Brandon Ennis was out there making plays and also looks to be one of Julian Sands' top targets when he's out. Shout out to Brandon Ennis, man. He had 3 receptions and he was running the ball very, very tough. Another guy who is making plays, Bryson Rogers, man. I want to see more of him. Ryan Day kind of alluded that they were looking to get him back, so I don't know if he was dealing with an injury. Again, they will never tell us any of that, but it is good to hear about, or good to see Bryson Rogers. We heard about him, being able to run routes, good at running routes. We've seen him be quick, twitchy, right? We heard there might be some issues with the hands. Not today. I thought that it was amazing him making a sideline catch. And this is what I've been saying. I never felt like we had to go conservative, condense the snap count and stuff like that to stop the wide receivers from having dead legs, like back when the Mecca and Marv and them were here, right? I always felt that we could rotate, and that's what I want to see. Let Jeremiah, if we're going to run a burner and running these guys down the field, boom, they did that. Bring the other guys in, let them eat. I just think that it's amazing. Also, one thing, again, that you want to allow these guys to eat is because when you got JSN goes down and then Marv goes down, and then all you have is Emeka Egbuka, right? I mean, we had Xavier Johnson as well, but, I mean, you talking about true first-round talent, all we had was Emeka Egbuka. You need to get these guys, the Marlon Grahams, the Quincy Porters, you need to get these guys reps. So it was good to see them in the game getting those reps. Also, Jelani Thurman, one thing he had issues with was the, bobbling the balls, big pause. But he caught the ball and, was able to try to turn that field. Took about 3 guys, trying to pick up his legs and all of that to stop him. I would have liked to see Jelani Thurman on that end around, that catch that they had thrown to Nate Roberts. I would have rather saw Jelani Thurman. And you talking about being able to run the ball in there. I feel like Jelani Thurman just has the college, the body type is already ready. One thing that I've been seeing from Nate Roberts, and it's no slight to the kid because I believe he's going to be great. Just right now, he got to get in that Coach Mick weight room. He still got some development to do. I need to see him with a bigger frame and be able to, use it, because it's almost like every time, how you see some guys go and they hit the sled or whatever, and it just don't move at all. Like sometimes that's how I feel when I'm seeing him out there. So, I mean, maybe we show him and then bring somebody else in another time. But also, shout out to JJ, right? You try to double him. You heard the announcers talk when they were talking to the coaching staff for Purdue. Their game plan was to try to double, Carnell and Jeremiah. So that tells me you're probably going to be in some quarters or cover 2. But with Carnell being out this game, they were trying to, double JJ. But JJ still had a game. He had 10 receptions with 137 yards, averaging 13.7 a catch. 1 touchdown. He had a 35-yard long. So JJ just still making it happen, still being able to do things. And I will say he's still making young mistakes, because the one he basically had, it was like 1st and 20, and he, had at least like 4 yards. And, it's like either make a guy miss, get upfield, but he ends up doing an end around. And I understand, like, maybe if you had more field to be able to get to the outside, but you didn't. So it's just those things that you're going to have to coach up and work on. And a lot of people just say, oh, JJ is ready-made. You know, he was ready-made coming into college and that. So, but don't try to take away the credit that Hartline should get for the development. You talking about last year, what did JJ need to work on and that you saw? Just one thing, just giving an example, was him having his awareness and spatial awareness of him being on, you know, where he is on the field, right? That was something that he had to work on certain routes as well. So, I mean, I love what I'm seeing out of this team, and it's just amazing when you see it next man up. I love that. What else I got for you? What do you guys think? You gotta let me know. What did you all think about the Lincoln Kingholtz package? I was in the group chat while the game was going on, and someone was saying why. And the biggest response that I was able to say was numbers. And then right after I say that, you hear the announcers speaking on it like numbers, literally. I mean, you have, with the quarterback running the ball, it just gives you that advantage. And it's good to see. Also, now it adds another wrinkle that teams have to prepare for when you're in the red zone, when you're on the goal line, when Lincoln does that, right? Now, it could possibly be a wrinkle. Oh, all they do is just, you know, run the ball with Lincoln and, you know, get ready for the run, and boom, you know, it might be, you know, one of them pop pass, the old Urban Meyer, you know, pop pass, acting like you're running. You never know. So you have to keep the defense on their toes, and that's why I like it. You know, Ryan Day is about showing film to teams. It gives them something else to work on. Right now, you have to work on that. Make sure that you have that, and it's taken away from you working on something else as well. So Ryan Day's a smart coach. Very, very intelligent. Very intelligent. Defense, man. Defense still just being a defense. The only touchdown that, you know, we gave up was from the young guys. Roker got cooked at the end of the game, bro. But here's the thing. Nothing is better than game reps. Now it's on film. You get to learn from it. You get to watch it. You get to, now it's like, oh, when I see someone doing this, or I know, hey, if this play comes up, I need to be looking on film before the game. I need to be looking, how does this wide receiver run this route? That way I'm already knowing those type of things. So this is why I always say game reps is always important. I have no issues. And shout out to our coaching staff for letting those young defensive players just make mistakes and still be out there. There's something going on because Riley Pettijohn has to be showing something in practice, because I feel like he's taking snaps away from, you're talking about, if you're putting Riley Pettijohn out there in the first quarter, you are now taking reps away from guys like Peyton Pierce, probably taking snaps away from a guy like Sonny Styles, maybe Arvell Reese, right? Now he messed up his assignment. I'll say that. You go back, and I just want to confirm on all 22. But it looks like what he was doing was he was faking like he was rushing, and then he was really spying the quarterback. But where he messed up at, I believe, is he over pursued. But again, this is something that is now on tape. This is now a game rep that you learn. The stakes are now higher. And I believe that he's only going to get better. This is when you want these kids making these mistakes, is when they're young. Let them get the mistakes out now. So, you know, I hated that rep for my guy. You guys know I'm a Riley Pettijohn fan. You guys know, you know, big supporter of him. But he will get better. I know that. So, see my guy Lou said, yeah, I thought he was a spy, but got lost in the traffic. Yep, and it happens. You got to understand, these runners, they'll set you up. Oh, I'm going this way. Boom, now I'm going that way. And now you have to adjust. I do want to ask you guys a question, man. Let me know in the chat. Does Kane Curry get enough national recognition that he deserves. Because I feel like if he had a Georgia logo, or Alabama logo, or if he was in the SEC putting up these numbers, and don't tell me, oh, the SEC about the conference and stuff, because with the numbers that Caden Curry is putting up, I believe, has been better than Ruben Bain. And that's all we've heard about in that dog water conference of the ACC. So I'm sorry. The Big Ten has always been known for trenches, and this young man, what he is doing, I just believe is at an exceptional rate. Nowadays they talk about pressures on the quarterback, and there's just like when this guy's actually going after the quarterback, it's not a time that the quarterback isn't feeling his presence or those pressures. So shout out to Caden Curry. I think that he deserves a lot more national recognition. And I do want to give a shout out to Ohio State because they are doing a better job, like pushing JJ for the Heisman and Biletnikoff and pushing Julian Sand for the Heisman. I like seeing that as well. But don't forget about your defensive guys. You know, I mean, you are doing Arvell Reese, Sonny Styles, but Caden Curry also has a opportunity as well, man. So I think he deserves a lot of recognition in what he's doing, and I hope that NFL teams are taking note. Let me get some water because I'm drying out over here. All right. We're at the halfway mark. Let's go ahead and see what people are talking about in the chat. Tegra going to Tegra, Jeremiah going to Jeremiah. Tegra has his moments, but I will say there are some things that Tegra put on film that was good. He had one where he was pulling around. He got the block sealed. So, I mean, again, Tegra's going to Tegra. Yeah, you're right. Tegra is definitely going to Tegra, but he has been playing better these past couple of weeks. So, the point was made was the lack of the option play. The reason is to protect Sam. Yeah. I do want to say normally Ohio State is better in pass pro. I didn't like that Sand had to feel like he had to scramble a lot while throwing the ball. I feel like that threw off timing of the routes and maybe threw off some things that could have, remember I said we got to see all 22 because I don't know if on the back end it was the coverage or if it was timing and it was just, I would have been able to throw if I didn't get off my mark. I would have been able to make this. Just needed an extra second or something like that. So, that's something to watch on because Ohio State's not known for having an issue in pass pro. So, but it's always good to watch Julian Sand act like a pro and be able to get out the pocket when need be. So, shout out to Julian Sand doing that. What else? Run game is concerning if we get into some bad weather these last few games, but Bo needs to keep getting around. Honestly, I have no issues. I have no issues with the run game. I have no issues with the run game. Even if it was to get in a bad weather game, because you see what Bo does. The one where people were like, oh, how is he getting the first down? How is he doing this? That's what a running back is supposed to do. The contact balance that Bo has, that is exactly what you are supposed to do as a running back. Your job is to make guys miss. Your job is to always fall forward. Your job is to make the offensive line's job great. That's one thing that I don't think that people are understanding about the run game last year is our running backs made our offensive line look a lot better than what it was at times. Not saying that we don't have issues with our O-line, but I think that the more and more reps, as you see, the more reps that Isaiah West got throughout this game, the better he has gotten. Also, just previous games, you see the more and more he gets the ball, the better he has. Remember, this guy had missed some time through fall camp and throughout the season dealing with an injury, but now he's coming back. And he's a little bit fresh. So I'm very excited to see what we have from Isaiah West. And then you're talking about Peoples slowly coming on, but surely, I have no issues. And now, one thing that I like to see, I thought that C.J. Donaldson had his best run of the year. And yes, it was in a goal line situation, but he got low, and he didn't get low to just fall and put his helmet right on the ground. No, he got low and kept turning them legs, man. So we got to give a shout out to C.J. Donaldson. He deserves a hand clap for sure. Everybody definitely deserves giving him some love for that. But I just think that as you see these young running backs, remember they're freshmen. The more and more they get the ball, do they not look better, David? So just let it keep playing out, man. This is a long season. Long season. Now we got what? UCLA left. We got Rutgers. We got Team Up North. That's 3. Then you talk about Big Ten championship. You talking about first round playoffs, semis, national. We still possibly got 7 games left, bruh. 7 games. 4 for sure. 4 for sure. So we're going to be good, man. These guys are getting better. I felt bad for Jackson on the first run. They can't run the ball, not a problem against non-playoff teams, but it will be a problem heading down the stretch. I mean, do y'all not see some of these playoff teams they're not perfect. So I understand where you guys are going, but those teams also aren't perfect. They're trying to do the exact same thing that we're doing, is getting better and building off of what you have right now. Go back. Some of these playoff teams have gotten ran on by Rudy Poo team. So if you think we're not going to be able to get our running game off, also, some of those teams, they might be good at run defense, but the DBs are susceptible, right? Come on, man. We just got to think about this. There are no complete teams. And, people was wanting to say that in the Indiana game. You saw there are no complete teams right now. So, let's see. Mendoza was 19 for 30, 63. I mean, we saw him throw a pick. We seen it, man. This was a regular season scrimmage. Exactly. We haven't seen majority of our playbook. We have not. Tecker got people blasted on that screen. That he did. You're right. He did. Keep Tecker off the field. All right, I'm not going to say that, man. I don't know, man. It sounds like Justin Fry. So some guys get coached different. And one thing that we have been, if you listen to the players' interviews and they're talking about the difference of Justin Fry and Coach Bowen and just the coaches now, like, Justin Fry didn't care. He gonna get in your face, cuss you out, let you know what's really up, right? And it doesn't seem that Coach Bowen is that type of guy. Maybe that's just how Tegra responds. Like, imagine somebody cussing you out and it's like, man, coming from his background, Nigerian, hey, they taught, hey, you respect your elders, right? You done heard this man done get you. You know you wrong. You know you messed up, and he done got in you. What you gonna go out there and do? Go beat somebody up? Maybe Tegra just need that. Maybe Ryan Day need to go do that. So he just need to get fired up. I don't know. They hire me, I go do it. I'm not concerned with the run game. Could it be better? Yes, exactly. Pass pro is the real issue, but I like quarterbacks. Yeah. I'll say my guy Isaiah West, bro. I gotta see if that was a DB or a linebacker, but as a running back, you should not be getting blown up into your quarterback like that. It was kind of reminiscent of when Joey Bosa threw the Penn State running back in the Christian Hackenberg. Like, that can't happen, man. Earlier in the game, I do want to give a shout out. Bo Jackson had a nice run, and I would count it. The refs, they don't want to count it. I count it. That block in the back was BS. I'm sure some of y'all saw me on Twitter and said week A flag. But yeah, it was, bro. The dude was just falling down. Jeremiah barely touched him. Like, if you're telling me that was a block in the back from what then Jeremiah is a superhero. He got Hulk strength. He might not. There is no reason he should lift weight because he could probably just do it with 2 fingers. If that was blocking the back. Dude went falling. Jeremiah just really, it was more of a, hey, don't run into me. Like, don't take me out. I looked at it as. So, I mean, and I see we were talking about there's A&M is the most complete offense, but they're D. Yeah, like I said, there are no complete teams. And here's the thing. If we were going up against A&M, I believe that our defense would get way more stops than A&M would get against us. Flat out. Also, I don't think nobody's seen our type of defense either. I mean, other than the teams that we play, but ain't nobody really seen no type of defense like us, bro. So, all right, what else was I going to get into? All right, I want to know, how do you all feel about our zone pass coverage on defense? To me, it just seemed like when they were playing at times in zone, it was more of just keep it in front of you. The guys weren't really attacking. Now, there was a couple times like the Caleb Downs to Maine, that interception. That was one where I'm like, okay, I like the aggressiveness out there attacking. But that's what I want to see. I thought that with this defense, this is what we were going to do. I really just thought that we were going to probably have way more interceptions. We were going to be ball hawking out there. And I'll tell you, it's like, I feel like at times we are right there. If Iggy could just, I don't know, put his hands down and just run like this or something, man. It's just like, dude, if you would not touch dude and just look at the ball and just play the ball like a wide receiver, I don't know. I think that we need to put Iggy through pass drills or something, like, because I don't know. I feel like Iggy could have had 2 picks today. He could have had 2 picks today, bro. But, I mean, I'll say Iggy's day to me, it was 50-50. But he is getting better. I don't want to be too hard on him because I like Iggy. I like the way he comes up in these tackles in the run game, in the support game. So, shout out Iggy. But how do you all feel about our zone pass coverage? I think, personally, I think that it needs some work. But if they're just told, hey, keep it in front of you, we ain't trying to jump routes, then that's understandable. Now, the Caleb Downs that I was talking about earlier, right? It looked like Caleb Downs done found his inner Lathan Ransom. What do y'all think, bro? Because I was watching the game and I'm like, this dude gonna get another target in. Like, does he got a bet with his brother or something? Like, I'm gonna get a target in this season or something, bro, because it makes no sense, man. But Caleb Downs out there smacking folks. You saw a guy early in the game get the ball, try to turn it upfield, and Caleb Downs just laid the lumber. Also, the interception that Maine had, wide receiver thought he was about to get a nice little catch. Nope, Caleb Downs comes out and cleans dude. It just reminded me, I was talking about this in our halftime space, right? It goes back to when Caleb Downs was talking about Lathan Ransom and how he was inspired by the physicality of Lathan Ransom and how he plays. And he was saying that, yeah, like he was inspired, that it made him want to be more physical. And I honestly believe we're seeing it. You know, you felt like when you would see Caleb Downs come up, he made a couple hard hits and stuff, but it's like now it almost feels like Lathan Ransom is, man. And I thought that Jeremiah, what's his name? McCullough would have been doing that. Or what's his name? McLean. But I thought he would have been doing that. But sounds like Caleb Downs is going to be doing that. And shout out to Jermaine getting that pick. And he looked like he knew what to do with it too. So I would like to see more interceptions. I want to see more interceptions, see what that is going to do for the Buckeyes, man. So I don't know what's going on with my mic right now, but I got to get that fixed up. All right. Let's see. What else we got? Oh, Peyton Pierce. Peyton Pierce definitely has the talent. He's another one. I put him in the Nate Roberts category. Just needs to get some more muscle on, right? Get a little bit stronger. I watched my dude get cleaned on the play, and I felt so bad for Buddy, man. He got cleaned so bad. But shout out to Peyton Pierce. He's still out there doing his thing, and he was still out there making plays. Just need to get a little bit stronger. And I'll tell you someone who has amazing potential, who just every time he gets in the game, you see him. He flashes every time. So this offseason, he's going to be just having to work on the same things that Edric Houston had to work on, and that's just building the consistency. Another DN that I want to talk about is Kenyatta Jackson. Earlier in the game, it looked like he was about to, he ran down running back, and then he just gave up. It looked like he could have just jumped on the running back's back, made the tackle, or jumped out his legs, and he just gave up. I don't know. Also, it just kind of seems like the effort slacking, not going 110% A to B like you're supposed to. You're gonna have to do that if you want Matt P to be giving you these pass rushes. We got to get home. We got to stop letting these guys push us out the way. Got to be a little bit more sturdy, a little bit more bendable. But Kenyon Jackson still was a force, man, making the quarterback hurry up out that pocket, forcing him to run instead of throwing it down the field. So shout out to Kenyatta Jackson. I thought that he, another like Iggy, 50-50 game for me. Let's see. What else? All right, let's go ahead and take care of some housekeeping while we are here. Get your business, product, service, or personal brand to the next level by partnering with the Voice of College Football. See what our partner Win Agency has to say about its sponsorship experience with us right here on screen. Let's discuss how you can also reach your target market. Contact us at sponsorships@vocfb.com today. Again, that is sponsorships at vocfb.com. So, and you can also see that at the bottom of the screen as well. And check out our message from Mark.
College football is even more exciting when you've got some action on the line, and the games are even better when you're cashing in. And the Voice of College Football is the place to be to get the greatest value. Start with my picks. 75% against the money line, 58% against the spread, and I've got a 40-plus year track record. 11-0 in the college football playoff for me last year against the money line, 8-3 against the spread. And I'm just the warm-up act. Steve Merrill of Wager Talk is our ace in the hole, show stopper. 7 years with the Voice of College Football, over 30 years in the industry. Steve gives us analysis on all the big games, but you can't miss Steve's weekly under-the-radar pick. 28-12 against the spread the last 3 years. You also get picks from some of our top analysts here at the Voice of College Football, including Corey Bratta, Matt Zemek, and Steve Dace. Check out those numbers. Become a YouTube or Patreon member for just $99 per month. Go to the main channel on YouTube, click join, and then select the betting tier. Do the same thing on Patreon. Make 2025 a winner now.
And please remember, participants must be 21 or older. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Again, participants must be 21 or older. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. So we definitely appreciate everybody. So again, just finishing off with the defense, man. One guy that I cannot miss on is K. McDonald, bro. He is a force. It is very hard for teams to do much while he's there. Also, shout out to Edric Houston. Oh my goodness. Edric, again, the more reps and reps that you keep giving this kid, he just gets better. I mean, these young guys that we have recruited are doing a phenomenal job. And you also just have to give a shout out to Ryan Day and what he is doing as well. So shout out to Ryan Day and his coaching staff. Like he said, he believes that he has. And again, Larry Johnson haters, where are you at? I do not see y'all in the chat this year. I don't see nobody in the chat talking about Larry gotta go. Larry gotta go. Where y'all at? Y'all quiet. Y'all quiet, man. But earlier I spoke on Peyton Pierce, man. He led the team in total tackles with seven total tackles, 5 solos. Sonny Styles was also just Sonny Styles, because of Arvell Reese and him just being an alien, is now overlooking Sonny Styles. But fans, do not overlook Sonny Styles. Go back and watch. If you watch the TV copy, I believe at the top of your screen, when the quarterback was running towards out of bounds, and just watch how Sonny Styles is moving on that play. And then the next gear that he just hit to go right into to take down the quarterback or make sure that he gets out of bounds. Like, I mean, just what Sonny Styles is doing is amazing. I know that a lot of people, and I've seen mock drafts, they got Arvell in the first round. Sonny Styles should be in the first round as well. If anybody doesn't have Sonny Styles in the first round of the draft, I think that you're crazy. Another play that Sonny Styles had that I think that you'll have to go back and watch. If it's not already on Twitter, it should be a clip that has 100 retweets right now. Is when Sonny Styles just basically took out a lineman. We talk about how Arvell be dogging these offensive linemen. Shout out to Sonny Styles, who literally took out an offensive lineman and allowed his teammates to make the play. So I think that it is amazing what they are doing on the defensive side of the ball and just all of the playmakers that we have. Now, I got to ask you, chat. I got to ask you. Are you confident about the field goal kicking game? Let me know. Let me know in the chat, man. How are y'all feeling about the field goal kicking game? James Fielding hit a 49-yarder. And I was watching the game earlier, and I was watching the kicker. He hit a 47-yarder, and I was like, oh, I think it was a Texas Tech kicker. I was like, oh, he needs to transfer to Ohio State, man. Look at me. Look at me. Talking too much. Put my foot in my mouth. This one I'm wrong on. Shout out Jaden Fielding. He got 2 field goals as long as 49, man. We might have a kicker. And just continue to build on this. It's just a great thing to see from Jaden Fielding. You know, he did miss one earlier in the year, but I think that was longer than the 49. So we know 49 is his range. Let's keep it at that. And I think that will be good. Jaden Fielding shouldn't be missing any more chip shot field goals. So shout out Jay Fielding for putting in the work. It looks like he has improved a lot since last year. And since the playoffs, man. I mean, he obviously put in a lot of work. Shout out to Daniel Henry OHIO. What else they say? Arville going to have a field goal on Mendoza. PSU is lighting him up. Yeah, I saw that. We will get into that as well. Someone else I want to talk about, man. Again, Brandon Ennis. What Brandon Ennis is doing, I think that he's close. He's close to breaking one of these punt returns, and I cannot wait for it to happen. I think that is going to happen soon. I think it's going to happen very soon, and everybody just needs to be on alert and wait. But all you Brandon Ennis haters, I don't see y'all no more. Y'all are ghosts. Don't want to hear it. MG5 did have, nice bounce back catch, but I mean, people putting him, you can't be putting him in the same breath as G5 and him dropping contested catches. That's not something that G5 would do. I want to see him, be able to catch in traffic, catch those difficult passes. You cannot be worried about getting hit. You got to have those strong hands. You saw JJ catching the ball on the 1 yard line, and he had to have strong hands. That was all hands. He had to hold the ball, squeeze the ball or whatever while he's being tackled and slung around where the ball doesn't come out. So that's just something that Marlon Graham is going to have to learn. But shout out to Brandon, and it's just getting better and better and better week to week. And that's what I was saying. These game reps, these guys are going to get better. So let's see if we got anything else about the Buckeyes. I've seen the Nebraska game last year, and this rushing attack right now is 10 times better than that. See what I'm saying? I ain't tripping, man. I ain't tripping. Caleb was on demon time today, bro. He been on demon time for the past couple weeks, bro. Like, I don't know if Lathan Ransom hit him up like, hey, man, look a little soft out there. I don't know. Something. Hey, I like this one. Shout out David said, Caleb Dawkins. Hey, if you know about Caleb Dawkins, boy, he made people think twice about coming across that mid-dough. Boy, one of my favorite safeties. Like, it was him, Troy Polamalu, Ed Reed, Sean Taylor. Who else was one of my top safeties? Dang, who was it? I don't know. I don't know why it's escaping me right now. But yeah. But Troy Polamalu was like, I wanted to model my game after him. I tried to get my weight to where he was, bro. I could not get to 200. It didn't matter what I did. I could not get to 200 pounds when I was in high school. I just could not. No matter what I did. But it is what it is. I didn't understand like the whole body changing and all of that like I do now. How do you guys feel about Heartline? Everybody's talking about Heartline is gone. Here's my thing. I was watching my guy, Landon Tingwall. Make sure that you guys are following him, especially if you want any accurate, up-to-date stuff on Penn State. But the whole thing of he was talking about there could be players that leave this Penn State roster and go follow James Franklin. He's saying that there could possibly be 30 to 40 portal players on this team. I mean, my whole thing is that a job that you really want to go take over if you are Heartline? Your infrastructure is gone. Your players are already making plans to leave. I mean, that's just hard, man. That's just hard. And shout out to Matt P because it just seems like there's been multiple notes of what players and also what Matt P is saying about he's probably going to be our Ohio State DC next year. Because if you watch the Downs to Business podcast, shout out to them, what he was talking about, he was like, man, I'd love to have Caleb back next year. And I'm like, okay. And I believe like someone was talking about Caden Curry saying something about like, wishing that he could play for Matt P next year, something like that, or Matt P, wishes he could have Caden Curry again next year. No, Caden Curry would like to play another year for Matt P. So I'm wondering if like these players are already saying like, or if Matt P's already telling them, hey, yeah, I'm staying. So shout out Matt P. I see some people talking about Heartline. Heartline gone, bro. Too many openings. Yeah, I think that he should go. Go. Hey, go out there, man. And I already told you where I think Heartline should go. I believe that he should go to the school in Florida. I think he should go to Florida. You have a recruiting base down there. You already are known by coaches down there who can vouch for you as well with other schools and other programs. That's where I would go. Also, you have your quarterback, you have your wide receivers. Yeah, you might have to go get some portal guys, but when you're talking about like skill guys or nucleus guys, I think that people want to play for Heartline. I mean, you're going to have to get the whole Penn State thing is crazy, but I'll say this: it was funny hearing about Penn State that this was one of their most uninspiring practice weeks, one of their most low energy practice weeks as well. And they came out and almost gave IU the business. IU was out here playing without their best wide receiver, Surratt. And Penn State looked like they were just going to come back. Now, I see some Penn State fans are not blaming Jim Knowles for this, but I'll tell you this: if you are an elite DC and your team scores 24 points, if you're an elite DC, you should win that game. And when the chips came down, when it came all the way down and Indiana had to push the ball all the way down the field, who let them do that? Jim Knowles. Every time, without fail. So Indiana goes ahead and, it looked like they were about to lose. Mendoza throws a pick. I'll say his pick was better than Julian's because Julian, I don't even know what he was thinking. The Mendoza one, just the safety played him flat out. Gave enough cushion and then boom, drew up on the ball, got the pick as he was running out of bounds. So that's what's going on around the Big Ten. Yeah, Northwestern. For a minute, it looked like they were giving number 19 USC a scare, but USC went ahead, took care of business, beat them 38 to, what was that, 17. You hear the name Pat Fitzgerald is being thrown out there for coaching jobs. He's ready. He said he's happy to be vindicated. So we'll see how that goes. What's going on around? Let's see. What's going on around the Big Ten right now? Right now, you have Oregon is in a slugfest with Iowa, and really a rain fest is what's going on, and the score is 9-7. I see the going to half. What else we have? We got Maryland and Rutgers. Oh, Rutgers is putting belt 28-17, but can Maryland come back and have a surge? We'll see. I guess that wouldn't be putting belt. Wisconsin and Washington look like that game just kicked off. Score is at 0. Top 25 games. I thought that there was going to be some scares. There hasn't really been any scares other than the Indiana game. Ole Miss playing Cupcake. We playing SEC schedule. The Citadel in the SEC. Got the Cupcake in the middle of it. What are we doing, man? Georgia went ahead and took care of business. First half, Georgia fans were a little bit worried what's going on, but then, they had to tell themselves, we are not a first half team. Psych. Georgia goes and scores 24 points in the first half. holds Mississippi State to 7. Georgia fans, looks like you might have figured out what you're supposed to do in the first half. If Georgia can continue to do this and put all 4 quarters together, that's a team to definitely watch out for. Run game was looking pretty good for them too. I cannot lie on that. Auburn right now is beating Vandy. Are they about to march it in? Oh my gosh. Are they about to score again on Vandy? It is 14-3. If Auburn wins this game, I don't want to hear nothing about no SEC, all of that. That crap is crazy. Fran Brown, I saw him earlier, was cussing out the rest back when it was 0-0. It is now 14-0. Miami is up. Texas A&M looks like they are marching down, probably about to score. It's 4th and goal. 2nd and goal now at the 1. So they'll probably march that in if they're the team that everybody thinks that they are. Mizzou's probably going to end up taking another loss. I don't believe that Bo Pabula was playing in this game. Looks like, yeah, they went with Matt Zollers, and he's starting the game. He is 3 of 10, 31 yards. So, I mean, I guess on the bright side, at least when he gets a completion, that's 10 yards. But, yeah. And it's been a rough day, it seems like, over there for Mizzou, man, dealing with the injury of Bo Pabula. But this is the one thing that you have to have is depth. And I'll say this, I do question, and I have said this about Indiana. That was my biggest question about Indiana is, do they have the depth? And the jury's still out. I don't believe that they actually have the depth. When they go up against a team that's better, like in Ohio State, we're going to see if that depth is really there because, I mean, yeah, on offensive-wise, you were able to do. But I'll say this. When their defensive coordinator needed to get a stop, he got the stop against Penn State. When Penn State was trying to run that clock out and all of that, he got his stop. Jim Knowles didn't. So y'all take that to the bank for what it is. Again, make sure that you hit that like button and you hit the subscribe button. It is very important that you hit the notification button as well. And the reason being is so that you know when we go live. We have a jam-packed week. We have show on Monday, show on Tuesday. We had 2 shows on Wednesday, show on Thursday as well. And again, we are always back at it directly after Ohio State post-game live. Make sure you check us out here and myself and Garrison. So, again, hit the subscribe so you know when we're going live. Again, we appreciate everybody who pulled up and show love. And as Urban Meyer would say, the best thing about going 9-0 is the chance to go 10-0. Go Bucks and OH.